Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic, we're going to do Optimum No Rinse version 5. Actually, I was filming it and my dad messed everything up. So I was actually doing pretty well on the test here. And then he started talking about other stuff and he came in and yeah, he messed things up. So I got to redo this video. So I'm going to rewash the rear end of the car rather than the front end of the car as I get set up here, reset up once again. And so I'm going to just go over the intro one more time. And we're going to discuss Optimum No Rinse version 5. Now I've actually already used this off camera last weekend. I washed both of those cars out there with version 5. Now my initial impressions of the product were that it feels exactly the same as any other version of ONR. It actually doesn't even feel any different than version 4. Those are my initial impressions after using it last week. I know people are going to get upset because they want version 5 to be the best there is on the market. And the king of all rinseless washes, and just from using it, it is not. That's just my stance on the ONR. I'm just letting you know up front that it's not, for me, it's not the greatest rinseless wash there is on the market. Is it good? Yeah, actually it is. Does it do what it's supposed to do? Absolutely. It cleans and it helps you clean in a safe manner. That's all a rinseless wash is supposed to do, so it does check those boxes. It doesn't have the strongest cleaning power than some other ones. That's just the nature of it. And so we're going to go ahead and I sent this text to Eddie Cologne, so he's probably going to have another video on version 5 as well. And I see what he's trying to do, so just stay tuned to his channel and watch what he's going to do. But this is actually from the Optimum forum, and this is Ron at Optimum, and he got this from Dr. G. It says, from Dr. G, the new V5 No Rinse is far superior to the version 4 or any other rinseless product. It has greater cleaning power, much greater lubricity, making washing easier, and leaves minimal water behind, making drying much faster, and the towel glides over the surface far better than any other product due to the added lubricity. It also adds a greater shine behind. So there's a couple things here going on that they just kind of breaking this down. They're stating that version 5 is far superior to version 4 and any other rinseless product. And just from my initial impressions, as I mentioned, the answer is no to that. At least that's my personal opinion, that it's not far superior than any other rinseless wash. I actually can't tell the difference between these two while I'm washing it, and I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. And this other thing, it says it has greater cleaning power. This also has, it leaves minimal water behind, making drying much faster, and the towel glides over the surface far better than any other product due to the added lubricity. Just use it, and I'm going to show you because I've already used it on the front, because like I said, my dad interrupted me here. So I'm doing version 4 on the driver's side, version 5 on the driver's side. I'm sorry, version 4 on the driver's side, version 5 on the passenger side. And I can tell you side by side, it feels exactly the same. So I don't feel the added lubricity. The car is not super dirty, but again, I don't really care if it's, you know, I wash the cars weekly. If I let the cars go more than a week, I'm not doing a rinseless wash. I'm doing a traditional bucket wash to kind of, or at least I'll rinse it off before I do a rinseless wash. So I kind of want to mention that. The other thing is, it says it leaves a greater shine behind. People are going to say, does that mean it leaves something on the surface that's going to alter my protection? We're not going to get into all that. Dr. G says it doesn't leave anything behind on the surface like that. This product, and like rinseless washes that don't have a wax or a ceramic or a graphene in there, is not going to leave any durable protection behind. So if it does have a little bit of gloss enhancers, then that's what it has in there, but it's not meant to be durable on there. So let's go outside and we're going to redo this entire test, because like I said, my dad jacked me up which is fine. Both diluted the same. Gonna get this pump sprayer here. Both have an ultra black sponge in the bucket. Like I said, I've already washed the front end here, and it looks the same, feels the same. It just feels like clean paint. So I kind of have to switcheroo these in my hand, because I want to stick to my same test. So these little red things are falling from the tree, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get this. So let me just go ahead and soak this side. Actually, I'm going to soak the roof as well. I'll do this entire roof here. We'll get all this other stuff later. I'll leave these over here for now. We're going to take these buckets back there, because we'll wash the car back to front. I'll take everything else with me back there. Okay, so we just let this thing kind of soak and do its thing. Let's take a look here. So you can see it encapsulated this little piece there. So it does encapsulate pretty well. There's another little dropping there. Again, don't do that on your paint if you don't want to avoid scratching. This side is version 4. You can see it does the same type of thing where it encapsulates that dirt particle. So let's take version 4 here. We're all familiar with version 4. Okay. So this is the way I normally wash the back. Is I will go over it with 2 different sides to kind of dump this in there. Actually, let me do this. Let's get a version 5 over here. It just doesn't feel any different than the previous version. Okay, so the dark one here is what I'm using for version 5, and this light one is what I'm using for version 4. But from a standpoint, it looks like they leave about the same amount of liquid, maybe just a little bit less here, just kind of looking at it. So it looks like it does leave a little bit less solution behind. You can just see that the way most of the product is run off. Here you can kind of see there's a little bit more product on there. So I'm going to go ahead and just wipe this side off. It just doesn't feel any different. Like my towel feels the same going over that surface. And it's probably the placebo effect, me wanting this to be a little slicker, but it feels the same. So it just doesn't feel any different from a lubricity standpoint. The only thing I really saw is that it did have less liquid on this side here. So let's go ahead and take version 5. Let's just wash this side here. I'll do this on camera here. So these little things are rather annoying. Okay, before I put that back in there, I'm going to wash the glass. I'm just trying to see if I can tell a difference in added lubricity. I really don't. So let's go ahead and clean the glass. Flip this over to a different side. So here's how much liquid is on the, let me adjust this because it's slipping off my head. Here's how much liquid is on the top here. Push this towel in here and clean that channel. This car's about due for an actual bucket wash. Okay, so here's what I'm kind of just noticing as I'm going around this is, again, it just feels like ONR. So if you're familiar with ONR, you're not going to notice a huge change. You're not going to notice a drastic change in the product here. So let me just go ahead and dry the other side. Actually, let me wash this side. Again, same wash process. Actually, I'm going to flip this over. Okay, just make sure I get those little red things in here. Maybe just a little, like I said, I think that's the placebo effect on my side of wanting this to be have more lubricity on it. Like I said, it just feels the same in that regard. And I got a nice bird dropping right here. Doesn't want to come off. Okay, so let's go ahead and dry this off. Okay, so I think up here you can actually see that it does look like there's a little bit more liquid on here. So at least we can check that box, but the lubricity doesn't feel any different to me. Maybe if I was using a towel. Cleaning power feels about the same, which is not a con on the product. I'm just letting you know, because like it didn't take off this little thing right here. Okay, I'll go ahead and do this and just finish the rest of the car. I don't think I'm going to top this until the next wash. The next wash I do is going to be a bucket wash on this thing. It's really time to to do one. It's been a couple months, I think, since I put the Pro coating on here, and so I think it's time for an actual bucket wash rather than a rinseless wash. Okay. All right. Move this out of the way. And so I'm going to go ahead and finish this car up, doing the same process. Then I'm going to come back with final thoughts and kind of let you know if I notice anything else as I wash it. But right off the bat, I mean, just looking at it side by side, again, it's a light colored paint. The car's polished. It's recently polished, recently coated, and the car looks glossy no matter what. So it doesn't really matter in terms of increased shine or not. I can't really tell because the paint is light in color. From a usage standpoint, actually I'll just give you final thoughts here on while I have you on camera. The only thing I really do notice is that version 5 does leave less rinseless solution behind on the surface. Lubricity, I wanted it to feel slicker, so I think in my mind it's telling me that it is slicker, but I really honestly can't really tell. I'm going to wash a door here side by side with version 4 and 5 and see if I can tell. I'm going to go over with a sponge with both hands and see if I can tell, but from that standpoint, the lubricity feels about the same. Cleaning power seems about the same. I think everything else, again, this product is very similar, and whatever tweaks that they did make, at least to me, looked like it's minor. So if you still have version 4 and you have plenty of it, just use it up and then you transition to version 5. In my opinion, you're not really missing out on anything. And so again, thanks for watching, guys, and that's Optimum No Rinse version 5 in comparison to version 4. Again, Eddie's going to do his thing too with on his channel, so stay tuned for that. I see where he's going with what he's planning to do, so stay tuned for his channel and check it out. He's the other rinseless wash guy here. But yeah, overall works just fine. Cleans safely. Still has good lubricity on there. I can't really say anything bad about Optimum No Rinse. Like it's always done its thing. It always cleans well, and it does a good job at it. Just for me, it's never been the best product on the market, because that's why I always transition over to other things. I just think the technology has caught up to Optimum that other brands other brands are bringing the science to it, and I think the technology is just there for everybody to have a relatively equal rinseless wash, and there's a few brands that are a little bit better. But again, thanks for watching. If you've used version 5, go ahead and post down below. If you're interested in version 5, you can now purchase that. I purchased that small bottle on AutoAlity. You can buy bigger bottles there. You can buy it straight from Optimum if you want to buy it from them. And I believe the Rag company has it on. But by the time this video comes up, pretty much any place is going to have the new version 5. All right, so again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. So I wanted to come back and do one last thing, because I did it on the other side, and actually I noticed the difference in the lubricity of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do version 4 on this side, version 5 on this side. So I'm just going to go ahead and just pre-soak it. Nice. The wind decided to pick up right now. Okay, so do this here. I'll just clean the wheels with that. We'll let that pre-soak sit for a few seconds here. Go ahead and so you want your sponge to be at the verge of dripping. So just kind of playing around with the sponges here, because this new one's a little stiffer than that, because this is a brand new one. Okay, so that's good. Get this thing out of here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both of these sponges. I'm going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to go in here. So let's see if I can wash both of these doors at the same time. I couldn't reach over here. Go with this guy. Okay, so I can actually tell. I'll flip it over to this side here, cleaner sides. So very slight increase in lubricity. I can actually feel it when I'm doing it side by side. Equal pressure. So yeah, there is a lubricity added. So I wanted to come back and just kind of showcase that on video here. That there is, from a liquid perspective, I was going around this, it's kind of deceiving. It looks about the same, at least on this side. So it's not doing the pooling stuff that it was doing on the flat panels, but it looks pretty good. And so I will tell you that the version 5 does have, you can actually tell that it does have better lubricity than version 4. I can actually tell it's very minor, but you could actually notice it when I was doing it with the sponge there. So there is that. So I guess it does check the boxes that it has better lubricity and that it does leave less residue behind on the surface. It wipes off super clean, so I don't have to come over with another towel and wipe off the excess solution from this. You can see it flashes off the surface. I'm pretty much streak free. So that's why I wanted to come back and just showcase that and kind of just let you guys know that it is slicker, has more lubricity than the previous version. Let me clean my mess because I got rinseless wash up here. I'm gonna wipe this side down just so you guys can actually see that. When you're drying it, it feels about the same. Like I don't notice that lubricity difference when I'm drying the surface. I wanted to come back and just showcase that. And let you know that there is an increase in lubricity in version 5. So I guess my initial impressions were not entirely accurate. Even my last one right before I went to this final thoughts and did a test side by side, and I can actually feel the difference in lubricity here. So just want to kind of clear that up. And let me clean this glass because I got overspray in here. And I'm telling you, this stuff it flashes off pretty good, to the point where I don't need to come back and with another towel and wipe it off. I just want to see that. It just flashes off. Look at that. So it's pretty streak free, which is pretty sweet. So that's actually pretty nice. So I want to come back and just showcase that again. That's was a quick little side-by-side test, kind of just see if I can actually tell that this version 5 had more lubricity than version 4, and it does. And so I wanted to kind of just showcase that and kind of just get that point across. So it does check off 2 of the boxes. Like I said, I can't comment on whether or not it has greater cleaning power because I don't let these cars get super dirty. I can just comment on weekly dirt, and they both did a good job washing weekly. If I stay on top of it weekly, just wipe that piece off, it just flushes right off. So again, thanks for watching. One last little test here. So I guess the version 5 does do, like I said, I mentioned, it does have better lubricity, and it does leave less liquid behind. I can't comment on the wash and shine portion because this is light colored paint and looks glossy no matter what. And I can't comment on the cleaning power because the cleaning power that you guys saw, the car wasn't super dirty. It's just cleaned up a week's worth of dirt, and it cleans pretty streak free. So that's pretty much it. So if you guys have any comments or questions on this, go ahead and post down below. Again, if you've used version 5, go ahead and post your thoughts down below. You know, is version 5 your favorite rinseless wash of all brands? For me, it personally isn't my favorite, but it does do a good job. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. So again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.